Hey, hey, legends, welcome back. We are sitting down and we are debriefing The Gathering 2025. We are deep diving on the theme of winning the future together and all of the amazing conversations that we had at The Gathering with the amazing leaders on the stage that really helped us build the playbook for what it takes to win in 2025 and beyond. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. And we're back.
And we're back.
How was your week last week? Did you get any rest?
Oh my God. No, there was no rest. Definitely no rest, but we are feeling energized.
Yeah,
and people have been asking me this week, like, are you tired? I'm like, no, like I'm honestly really fired up.
I'm ready to go.
Social battery.
Sure. Yeah.
I was not answering calls over the weekend,
Yeah,
but
nice.
but I'm feeling so energized from the room, from the experience, from the conversations. It was truly magical. And I think we carry this all year on our shoulders. Like, oh, what's the vibe going to be? What's the, what's the energy of the event? Are people going to like this? And it was overwhelming, like everyone had a great time. The vibes were immaculate. The energy was good. The room was full. The conversations were on point. Truly, I believe our team achieved the best gathering yet.
Yeah,
for sure.
Honestly, and I like in all humility, I think we did achieve the best gathering yet. And part of that is obviously the work that the team puts in through the year. But a huge part of that, I think, is the anticipation that everybody brought coming to it.
Yeah.
Like if everyone comes expectant for it to be good, for it to be excellent, for it to be trajectory changing in their lives, then there's this like willingness to receive whatever
it's reciprocal.
It's so reciprocal. It's not like a one-way street at all. It's quite it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
But the energy was like through the roof from the moment that people started arriving even on Tuesday. It felt like everyone was like ready to go.
And that's a new standard. Like when that energy, that like best gathering yet, I say that with humility too, because now it's like, okay, how do we top that?
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to build on top of that and continue to build that like connection and community engagement and anticipation all year. So people are really coming always thinking about, oh, how are they taking it to the next level? How are they building from there? Like
our campaign for 2026 is not the second best gathering ever.
No.
It is the best gathering ever again.
Oh, so good.
Every year it's got to get better, and it does. It gets bigger, it gets better, it's more energetic. I think we see more from now doing this 12 years, we see people who have like put shovels in the ground based on things they've heard at the gathering in the past, like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And now we see them, what they've built. And like imagine 10 more years of like what kind of amazing brands and businesses and leaders are going to be produced out of like the conversations that happen in the hallways and that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
We don't even know right now the ripple effect and the doors that were open and seeds were planted, right?
Yeah, totally.
That's what happened. So we wanted to sit down today and share some lessons from stage, some lessons from the conversation, and really carry forward this conversation we've been having all year around the theme of what does it take to win the future? And not only that, what does it take to build to last, to build yourself to last, to build your brand to last, to build your business to last, your leadership. And I think we got a lot of really great insights. I mean, we could only be in a few places at once. Yeah. So this is great. I haven't heard your notes. You haven't heard mine.
We weren't in a single session at the same time. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so at all. I think you were either driving around Range Rovers interviewing people, or I was at the studio, or, there was a lot going on. There was 65 sessions over a couple days. So I'm looking forward to plugging into the watch party for all of the recordings when we get those. But today, this will be a really great way to kind of relive some of the lessons if you were there. And then also if you missed out on this year, we hope to just share a few things that could be insightful for you as we close this year and, lessons learned that you can take back into your business, your leadership, and to your life.
Amen. So why don't we just start with the theme? Like I know everybody's heard these 4 words, a million times from us this year, but for anybody who's new to the community, or maybe you've like stumbled on this because you've been seeing all the posts on LinkedIn or on Instagram where everybody's talking about it. What was the theme for the year? What did it mean to you? And why did we choose it?
Totally. Winning the future together. The key word is together.
Right.
And I think when we were really thinking about the theme and contemplating it, you know, it was at the beginning of the year. There's a lot of change happening right now in our industry, our world. And the intention behind it is really about creating more places and more opportunities for leaders to come together and to get into community with each other. Like, we need that. I think when we're in person, when we're thinking about you know, the level up or building our business or building our leadership or growing, we got to get in the room with others who are following the same path. I think, one, it reminds us to be kinder to our neighbor. It reminds us that we're all human and we're all going through something together.
Right.
And I think it's, you know, it's very clear that we cannot succeed alone. Like, no one can succeed alone. And if you're sitting behind your computer asking ChatGPT, like, hey, how do I win? You can do that all day.
Yeah.
But you probably...
And it'll be like, that's a great idea.
You're killing it. You're already on track, Mandy.
Yeah.
But you probably won't have a lot of ownership of those thoughts.
Right.
And it won't be very inspiring. You know, what you can't do behind your computer, you can't feel the energy of the room and the experience that's actually going to inspire action and inspire change. So,
not to mention that it's not fun to win alone.
No.
Like, even if you do win, like whatever you've decided winning is, you achieve it. If you don't have someone to turn to and be like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Or
high five.
Yeah, that empty air high five is
Yeah.
like, that's not fulfilling. It's not rewarding. I think, like, in the aftermath of the gathering this year, I loved seeing, shout out Sam. Like, Sam ran just an incredible experience for our creators. And it was awesome to just see, like, sometimes she's on her own doing it, but then also she's like, she's working with Hannah, she's working with you, she's working with me, she's working with the whole team to bring it to life.
Totally.
And yeah, I think, like, that is winning the future. Like, that's winning and doing it together.
Doing it together.
I just think it's life is boring alone. We're supposed to be together.
It's more meaningful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So, winning the future together. So it's very clear that the key ingredient is that together piece. We
Yeah.
felt that in the room, and almost every single leader on stage, every conversation, it had that essence and that spirit and that reminder of, like, we do not succeed alone. So that's powerful. And we learned a whole bunch of other things.
We did.
So I brought 5 of my lessons. You brought 5 of your
I
lessons?
got 5 lessons. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's break it down.
Let's break it.
Let's break it down.
Yeah,
This is
let's
the
do it.
breakdown.
On the Thursday, which is like, Wednesday is the first day of the festival, but then Thursday is the first time that everybody's together.
Yeah.
So it's always special on Thursday morning. And InQ came again this year, and it's such an interesting job that he has.
Yeah.
To be the opening poet for the experience. But he's not, first of all, he's incredible. His delivery is amazing, and he gets everybody into the right kind of mindset, I find. And it's not always planned. Like, I think he just has a good sense of
I
things.
feel like he just, like, feels the energy in the room. He's like, this is where we need to go.
Yeah.
So Emmy award-winning poet,
Yeah.
very special friend of the gathering.
Totally.
He's been coming for, I think he's been doing the on stage opening for like 7 or 8 years. He is amazing.
Yeah. So he had this incredible poem. It was basically a charge to be yourself. Like, it's you are the only you in the world. Each one of us is one of one. And I think in an industry where we are, our job is to stand out, we spend a remarkable amount of time trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Like, what's the latest trend? What's the benchmark? What's the best practice in this scenario? Or what's the empty-headed LinkedIn post that I'm supposed to put out
Totally.
because this thing happened or whatever? And like following on to what what your competitors are doing, or even just paying more attention to your competitors than to your customers. I think whatever way you want to apply the lesson there, the idea is you are one of one, and you should embrace that. You're the only one that thinks like you do. You're the only one that has the experiences that you have. You're the only one that has the wisdom, the drive, the energy, the purpose towards the things that you care about. You're one of one, and you need to start acting like it. And I was standing at the back of the room, and I was like, dang, like, okay.
Like freaking drop.
Yeah, it was so good. And it set, I think, everybody off with like this like permission to be themselves for the rest of the time. And so then now you're walking through the halls, not trying to be someone else as you're meeting people. You're walking through the halls being like, yeah, it's me. This is who I am. So big shout out to InQ. That was just such a good session. And I felt like it set a tone that really unlocked some realness and some creativity and true connection throughout the rest of the experience.
So good. Yeah. It's a powerful first message, because like comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Right. And specifically back to our roots and our values of what the gathering is about, is a place to belong. But if we're trying to fit ourselves into a box of what we think belonging looks like, or what we think we're supposed to look like to belong, we actually make it harder to belong.
Right, totally.
And so it's just that reminder to layer down and be like, just show up authentically as you, and that is actually going to open the door to belonging.
Totally.
So I love it. Yeah.
So good.
InQ's such a treat. Okay, well, that's a strong start.
Strong start.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. That's the takeaway.
So good. So my first shout out goes to Xanthi Wells, so from Pinterest. Another crowd pleaser this year. This was our second year having Xanthi back. Love her. She brings such a great energy. And this year her talk was all about AI is cheap, but your audience's trust is expensive.
That's it.
And the takeaway from it is, in a world of AI, we got to keep it human.
Yeah.
So winning the future looks like being human. The future is human. Loved her talk. It was so practical and so refreshing to hear the behind the scenes of someone who works at one of the most creative companies in the world. Also, a digital social media platform company, and how they are using AI in their workflows and how they're communicating and creating briefs and campaigns and all of that. I mean, how cool is that to be able to really take a look behind the curtain? But what I loved is, she didn't take a stance on AI being good or bad. She just showed, here's how we're using it and how human is actually winning. And I think in this world where we're, punching into ChatGPT all the time, like, hey, come up with a creative brief for me, or hey, come up with something that is going to help me sell more, or whatever. If we just took that and are lazy and just posting that, we're actually deteriorating our trust with our customer, because they're becoming desensitized to that. Like, it's not landing. There's no resonance. And I think the future of brand is resonance. And in order to do that, we got to keep the human in it.
Yeah.
So she shared just their process about how they have an operating principle that it's human first and human last.
So good.
So simple, right? And so we're using the prompt, or you're putting something in and you're writing it super human, super messy, and you're just kind of madly typing things away, and then you put it in there and it's going to spit you something out that is polished and it's AI'd, right? But then the most important part of that is to put the human back in it. And like RIP M dashes and over emojis. And, there's these telltales. Like, I love an M dash, but I know it's so sad.
It's sad. I feel like ChatGPT robbed me of the M dash, and I'm still a little bitter. But.
Right? Yeah. So you can use one.
Just use one.
Just use one. But it was just this reminder about how important it is to be intentional, and like just the rhythms of things and personality. And they even did tests with AI. They turned AI against itself, and they'd like write something, and then AI would write it, and then they'd get them to compare them, and it would choose human every time. And so it was just a really great takeaway that in this AI driven world, the future is human.
Yeah. Xanthi is the best. Like she's
amazing.
She's an inspiring creative leader. She's a creative herself, and she's a leader of creatives.
Yeah.
I got a chance. We're going to release a conversation that we had with Xanthi in a couple weeks here, and it was all about how she leads a team of creatives. Cool. And like just her insights on how to do feedback, how to be iterative with other people, how to get people to think like outside of their comfort zone a little bit, and even just to get big creatives working together. She's brilliant. She's definitely shaped my thoughts about how this stuff is going to go. I also find it so interesting, like the opportunity, I think, is human too. As you think about like what people's feeds are filling up with, and if we all have that little sense that, a robot wrote that, the ones that are going to stand out are going to be the ones with a bit of like the spelling errors, or like where it's just very clearly, it's just going to feel human. And we have this innate radar for it that we are discovering. Yeah. And I think the power of that radar is going to be, it's going to be on display in the coming years as brands kind of choose one path or the other. But human first, human last makes sense to me.
I love it. Yeah. Simple. Okay, so be yourself, keep it human. What do you got? What's next?
Okay, number 2 for me, John Gordon got me fired up with his talk about positivity. And I think like sometimes you bring something like a word like positivity to the table, and people are like,
shut up.
Yeah, right. And he knows that. He's like, yeah, people think positivity is like just toxic, like, and whatever.
Or it's like, just like, of course you would say be positive. Like, don't worry, be happy.
Exactly. Like we're it's like that trout on the wall that's like singing at you.
Yes.
I think it's a bass, technically. Billy the Bass. Anyways, if you have that attitude, like if you're watching this and you have that attitude, I challenge you to dig a little more deeply into what he's saying, because it's actually quite a profound responsibility that he's putting on leaders.
Yes.
What John is saying is, first and foremost, you're never going to see a pessimist win. It's always going to be the optimists that win. And I think as I've tried to test that thought, and the people that I know and the things that I've witnessed in my career so far, every time that just seems to be a truth to me. But that doesn't mean that things are easy. Things are hard. It is hard to build a brand. It's hard to build a business. It's hard to run and manage a team. The job of the leader is to keep people focused in an upward direction, in a positive direction. And that means that you have to envision a positive future and then rally people towards it. Because if the leader's job is tuning everybody into that direction of optimism, positivity, and success.
Totally.
What a responsibility that is. He talks a lot about like, just controlling your mind, like taking control of the thoughts that are going on in your mind and being like, that doesn't fit the positive future that I'm envisioning. I'm not going to embrace that kind of thought. He's very intentional with the mind space that he keeps and the words that he speaks, the language that he brings to the table. And the result is clear. Like the guy, this has been his number one thing. And like, look at his success. It's quite incredible. But also the success of
20 plus books, like best-selling books. Like,
nuts. Yeah. And the people that he's worked with, same thing, from sports teams to businesses to small businesses, like big brands, small businesses, all of them have this like track record of success because they've tuned their mind to see opportunity. They've tuned their mind to think about how to achieve it with optimism and positivity, and they do a really great job rallying people around it. I got out of the conversation with him. I was
I'll never forget this version
bouncing
of
on my feet. I was like, this is amazing. Like it just, because I think I can have that little bit of a skeptic attitude at times, and it was just
what?
he cut through it. I was like, I've got nothing to say. This
called you
guy,
out.
yeah, for sure, man. He's so awesome. Anyway, so being optimistic is the responsibility of the leader. That's the takeaway.
Totally. Positivity unlocks possibility.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a good reminder that as leaders, we bring the weather.
Yeah.
So what we walk into, like we are the tone setter.
Yeah.
And that was such a great reminder. I loved that we put John first.
Me too.
Because I did think, so we had InQ open, be yourself. And then second was John, positive leadership. And I think it set the tone for people to actually be really looking for that possibility in the positive in their own experience and that mindset shift right away. Because that's also why we chose this theme is like, let's all come together with this positive view of the future and with a room full of people that are engaged, culture shifters, people that have the ability to create an impact in their own communities and brands. We want them to be thinking in this positive realm because what can become possible when we do that.
Right. So
I think it was well timed and a great message. And I will never forget. I was walking out, like I hadn't seen you. I was like, "Where's Owen?" And you're getting out of the Range Rover because we did these amazing shots with Range Rover, these leadership interviews, and John had just got out of the car and you were getting out of the car and like you were like a transformed person. The look on your face, I was like, oh my God, one, we did it, obviously. The
first one worked.
Interview went well. And two, I don't know what just happened in that car, but it was like years of coaching. I feel
I felt 45 minutes. I felt very fortunate to have like
that access. And wow.
Yeah, crazy.
So cool.
Crazy.
I love it.
Good.
Okay,
what's yours?
So the next one is the importance of focus. And so winning the future comes down to focus on becoming a master of your craft. And this was a conversation with AG1. And I'm, as you know, we've talked about it on the podcast before. We're a lover of AG1. I think that they're a bold brand. They're in their growth era. There's so many amazing things coming out of the business right now. But that was founded on a really strong foundation of focus. 15 years with one SKU and one product and just continuing to get better and better and better. And in this era we live in right now where it's like launch more, do more, become more, give your customers more.
Share of wallet, share of
all
mindset.
the things.
Yeah, totally.
It's actually just a master class in doing one thing really, really well. And that's not a do one thing forever because now they're starting to add new SKUs and new products and, new distribution and, going from just a direct to consumer brand into, thinking about they're in Costco and Amazon and things like that. So they're evolving now, but they have set the foundation really, really strong. And I think more of us can really, think about like, are we focused on our one thing? Do we know what are we taking the time to master our craft and get really, really dialed and strong with one thing? Yeah,
I think it's actually a hack.
Yeah.
Because
do less. More intentionally.
And do it better. And Turtlebox is another one that was like that. So for like 5 or 6 years, one SKU. And then this year was the first year that they put out 2 more SKUs. So they have 3 total now. So it's still very few. When you think about like a D2C brand, like an e-commerce brand in basically any category, the best practice is always, growing the shopping cart. Like how do we grow the cart? How do we win share of wallet? All these kinds of things. If you do one thing, you get known for that one thing. If you get known for that one thing, your reputation precedes you and you actually are winning on like word of mouth rather than advertising. You're not having to try to like artificially pump up the growth of your business with like some of these traditional methods that I think are becoming less effective. Anyways, without getting into it too deeply, it's such a smart strategy and clearly an amazing product. Everybody who I talk to is a big user of it. I don't talk to anyone who's like a passive user of AG1. Everyone. That's the thing. Everyone of their customers is bought in.
You're a subscriber. You're not just a customer, you're a subscriber, right? You can't just buy one thing of AG. I mean, you could, but you're in the lifestyle, right? And so it was so interesting talking with Meredith. just about, how they make decisions at the table. They have, so everyone at the event was wearing the morning person hat. And I asked her a question. I was like, what's the culture like at AG1? Like, is everyone a morning person? And she's like, well, we had this, like, morning person is about an embodiment of a lifestyle and a way of being. It's not so much about when you wake up, right? And so they put their hands in the middle, and they decided, they made that bold claim around, here's what it is to be a morning person. And I think more of us can do that as well, and being bold in our claim and what we stand for. And AG1 stands for, like, this morning person mentality is, I'm prioritizing myself. I'm putting my health first. And whether you are a high performer, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a parent getting ready, it's that one daily ritual that is actually helping you fuel being your best so you can show up in all those things. That's what the morning person is. You don't need to be a part of the 5 a.m. club to be a part of the morning person. And so when people were wearing those hats, like, all throughout the event, I was just smiling, because I was like, yeah, like that is that's a lifestyle that people want to be a part of. And again, back to, like, your customer really, really well to be able to create that.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's good. I actually didn't hear that explanation of morning person, but it resonates with me. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, take care of yourself first.
Put your oxygen mask on.
Yeah, before you help someone else.
Totally.
And then win the day.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, my third takeaway from the gathering is, come curious. This year, more than any year in the past, we had a diversity of conversations, of content, of experiences that anybody could take part in. There's obviously plenty of, like, amazing brand masterclasses, and you're listening to some of the best leaders and the best brand builders in the world bringing their wisdom to the table. Whether we also had poetry workshops, we had conversations around personal purpose and leadership and spirituality even this year in a new way. And I think the mindset that I was reminded of in this was just like, come curious and see what the takeaway is. It's good to come with a specific expectation, obviously, to anything that you do, but coming with curiosity sort of allows you to open your mind in a way that you can receive this diversity of wisdom. And
Totally.
I know that you and I put a lot of effort and attention into curating the types of conversations that were going to be there, so that as people encountered different things, they were all going to be sort of charged up in the same direction, and in this direction of winning the future. But some of the conversations I've had afterwards, people, getting up at like 6 a.m. to meet with Matt from Atomic Mornings
awesome.
at the fire pits, and like, really own that mindset at the start of your day, to people doing yoga in the morning, or people staying up way too late at the concert on Thursday night, and comedy and all these other things. So I hope for everybody that came, it was like there was something that got you out of your box. There was something that kind of like expanded your understanding of things. And that attitude just seems to be super helpful in this setting.
I got up to go check out the morning sessions, and I was just so thrilled to see them packed. Like, I was blown away that there were people around the fire at 6, and it was like not just 5 people, like there was like
packed.
50 people out there. And then Brendan Collingsworth's morning session, like, that just warmed my heart because it worked and people were into it. And what I love about where the gathering is going and where we're going to continue to double down on is this, like, bring your whole person. This is a whole person conversation. It's so integrated, and it's so important, because the typical conference is trying to give you more playbooks, more roadmaps, more things to do. But if we are just adding more to the mix, we're not considering the person behind it that is going to be, taking action, and do they have the capabilities to be taking action?
Right.
Or, like, if we're not looking at, so let's talk about like a purpose workshop and where that fits, right? It's like, yes, we know business purpose. That's very important for a brand to last. But what about personal purpose and the alignment between the leader who's leading from that place of personal conviction and the purpose that they're leading every day? Because burnout isn't just from doing too much, it's from doing too much of the wrong things and from being out of alignment. So if someone is fully in their aliveness of their personal purpose being lived out every day in their brand and their business and, the things that they're doing all day, it doesn't matter if you're working 80 hours a week, you can still feel alive and energized by it, right?
That's so interesting.
I think the more we connect the dots for people of this, the more they will understand, like, your business is only going to be as healthy as you are. And you must be filled up as the leader, alive, on purpose, in your values, so that you can really create the impact that you want and the longevity that you want in your brand.
Yeah. That's very good. I think the idea of like hustle culture is not relevant to me anymore. Like this idea of just like work harder, do more. Like there's there are all these extra hours in the day that you're not using. And
hustle culture is so 2019.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But I think that you see these high performers and they are kind of always working. Yeah. But I think what you said there is really unique. It's the idea that if you're in your purpose, it's not work. It's you.
It's you. You're not your work self and your personal self.
You are yourself.
You are your integrated self. You
right.
are just yourself.
Yeah,
back to
great.
The first thing. It's like, I think people, you want to be fully, we need more leaders that are just fully alive and present and excited about what they're doing. And that's what building to last is.
Yeah. And those are the people that will win the future.
Totally.
Hands down.
Yeah. The little things matter. So this is a shout out to Katrina Dumers from Pursuit. And I loved her session because it was all about creating memorable experiences. And this is a company and a brand and a leader that really obsesses about the little things and how important they are. Like moments between moments, first impressions, like really being obsessed about, there are many, many properties. They're thinking about like the way that the stones are and the ways that were like just blowing my mind.
It's a obsessive attention to detail.
Obsessive attention to detail.
In a good way, the best way of that.
In the best way. And it's just such a reminder that right now, like, this is what people remember. They're the small, small things. There's that quote, I think it's like a Mother Maya Angelou quote or whatever, and it's like people will forget what you say, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Right.
That was the vibe that I got from her talk and from the message, and it was just that the connection of the dot of like, how is your business making people feel? What is the experience of your brand, and how is it memorable? She took us into, the way that they've transformed properties, and they've got amazing places in Iceland. Like the depth of their of the business with Pursuit, as you know, like they're one of our partners, has been pretty incredible to look at all the different places, whether it's Montana or Banff or Iceland, whatever. Let's go. Sign me up.
100%.
They've become this big and this successful by being really focused on experience.
Yeah.
So I loved her talk. It was a reminder that whether we're creating an online store or an in-person event, the little things really matter. And especially, with how much noise that there is, I think it's the little details that we can really pour into that's going to make our brand stand out.
Yeah, she's a true master of the craft.
Yeah.
She was telling me about this experience where it's like a remote like retreat lodge maybe in the Yukon.
This is the Iceland one.
No, there's another. Well,
okay.
I've heard. She told me about that too. But there's one that's I think it's either in the Yukon or maybe it's in Alaska, and like when you fly into this like remote camp and you land, the first thing that you get is this you're getting off this like bush plane in the middle of nowhere, and there are these people that have like a warm.
The hot dog.
No, it's not a hot dog. That's Iceland. Isn't that? That's Iceland. This is like a tea.
This.
I think it's like
so the tea.
there's some sort of like a tea that they bring you. So like you're in the frozen north.
Yeah.
And like it's like the first experience you have. Your feet hit the ground and they're waiting there with this small taste of the tundra, basically.
Totally.
And it's just this like penny drops. They're just so on purpose about these little penny drops that they give people so that they have this story to go away and talk about. Think about the power of it.
Mm.
It's one thing to come up with a product in the first place or an experience, whatever it is. But it's another thing to get people to talk about it after they've bought it or tried it. And it's so smart. It's just so smart. Like, what's the little 5-cent thing you can do? A surprise and delight that causes somebody to be like, oh, you got to try this out. You got to experience this.
Totally. I love it. It's just, I mean, it's simple and it's a good conversation starter with teams and, to come in and say like, what would be the surprise and delight that we can offer people? 'Cause you're right. Like those are the things we're going to remember.
What was the hot dog one? How does that one work?
So that is in Iceland.
That is in Iceland.
Yeah. We were going to get hot dogs at the event,
I know,
but her session was like at 10 a.m. and we were like, maybe it's a bad vibe to serve people hot dogs.
I would have a hot dog just about any hour of the day.
Yeah, that's fair. But what I really I took so much from her, but it's so much of what we do at the gathering too. It's like really thinking about if we're creating a place for belonging, connection, what are the small ways and small moments that we're helping facilitate the conversation or helping facilitate connection. And I think when we know what our brand stands for, we get to ask that question.
Yeah.
So
very good.
It's great.
Very good. Okay, my number 4 takeaway is just start something.
Ooh, I like this.
I know we've got a lot of entrepreneurs and founders that are in our community. And I think this year we had some really great case studies from businesses and brands that are maybe only 4, 5, 6 years old, like relatively young in the grand scheme of things. But this just audacity that we heard from stage from people like Jake Carls of Midday Squares, of the Turtle Box crew that came out, just talking about like, hey, we're going to just do this speaker brand. I think about Jake Carls from Midday Squares. Yeah. I think about the whole crew from Turtle Box that came up. All these, they're just people who said, we're going to start this business. We're going to, no one's doing, a healthy mid-afternoon protein-packed snack the way that we are doing it. We're going to just do it. No one's making speakers that are bomb-proof, waterproof, perfect for outdoor use. We're just going to go do it. I think about Todd Melanie, who is just like so living his purpose, but also bringing a brand to life that is helping other people build their purpose. None of these people are even for a moment contemplating what are their competitors doing? Yeah. Or how hard it is going to be to become number one. Like Todd talks about it. He's like, he's going up, it's David versus Goliath. It's Nike, Adidas, Reebok, like all these incredibly huge, incredibly successful brands. But he doesn't care. While on Earth is on a mission and he's bringing it, and the product is amazing and the crew is amazing. And I think the charge, like I hope that this came through for the founders, for the entrepreneurs, for the people who want to be founders in our community. Just start something. And it's not just the new brands, it's also the old ones. Yeah. Like if you go and listen to the session that Evan gave on Fender, Leo, the founder of Fender, 80 years ago was like, what if we did it like this? And invented a new way to build a guitar that is now the way to build a guitar for everyone. And like he wasn't a Lutherian or whatever. I don't know I think that's what they're called, Luthers who make guitars. He was an electronics guy. He just started something, and 80 years on, it's one of the most iconic brands in North America, or maybe even the world. Certainly one of the most iconic brands in all of music. Yeah. So the takeaway is just start. Yep.
Let it be messy. Let it be
Yeah.
human. Let it be imperfect, but just go for it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's very good.
Simple, but a good reminder.
Mm-hmm.
We're always waiting for the perfect moment or like feeling ready, but those things it never comes. You
It
just gotta
doesn't
go.
come. And who cares if you're going up against Nike?
Totally.
Could you connect with your audience in a way? Could you like to a guy like Todd, the business is a vehicle to express his purpose in the
Totally.
world.
Yeah.
Yes, it's shoes. Yes, it's like athletic wear and all of that stuff. But it is really more about turning people on to like connecting people to their own time on Earth. What are they here to do? Why? Like
Yeah.
it's yes, it's shoes. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
product, but it runs so much deeper for a guy like that.
Totally.
And I think we can all use a little bit more of that.
Oh man, and the midday square session was so good. Jake is
Yeah.
his whole vibe is like just build out loud, and
Do it.
he is a creator-led founder or a founder-led creator. I don't know how you'd say that, but he's just out there and he's just sharing like, here's what a day in my life looks like. Here's what we're trying. Here's where we're failing, and that's so refreshing.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
Just share all of it.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so good. Okay, just start. I love that. I have two more. This one is Michael Gervais. So Dr. Michael
nice.
Gervais. So the keys to winning the future, it is about sustainability. And so this one is about recovery. I loved, I think that Michael Gervais really represents like the ethos of the gathering very, very well. His message is like, train your craft, train your mind, train your body. And being in the ear of, teams and players and athletes and high performers, that's what his whole career has been about. And his message was very much so a powerful reminder of, if you're going to be a high performer, you need to equally recover and make time for the recovery, because it's not an escape from the process. It is a part of the process.
Wow.
And he said something that it was like, it was so, I feel like you felt the whole room exhale when he said this. And he said, we're all tired and most of us are overtrained and under recovered. And if it was an athlete, we would never put the athlete on the field or, to expect them to win the game if they're not equally, fed, slept, nourished,
Totally.
ready to
Rested.
do so, rested
Yeah.
to do so. And we need to think about ourselves as leaders in the same way. And, we need to think about rest and recovery being a really important part of a process of how we're performing. You said it earlier, like the most important thing that a leader does is carry the vision and bring positivity, and like, we are the weather. So if we are depleted, how are we supposed to do that? We can't. Or we can only do it for so long.
Yeah.
So building to last and winning the future comes down to, how are you building yourself to last? And are we giving ourselves equal amount of energy and focus and attention and permission to rest and recover as we are to play hard and to show up at our best? Because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So as a quick aside, Dr. Michael Gervais was my first podcast I think I ever listened to.
Love it.
Like so it was such a treat to have him there. I love the wisdom that guy brings to the table. He's just got a great demeanor too for how he it's like a bedside manner for like 1,000 people listening to like one of the top psychologists in the world. Just an awesome session. If we haven't learned by now that the list is never ending, then I don't know when we're going to learn it. There's no bottom to the inbox. There's no end to the planning cycle. Like, there's always going to be an somewhat urgent list of work that needs to get done. And the best, like, law school is intentionally hard for for the students. Like they intentionally give you more than you can handle
Yeah.
to teach you how to triage.
Yeah.
But it also instills this culture of just like work, 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 work,
Yeah.
work. And I think that we all need to understand, like, if we want to take an example from the people that are at the very top of their games, like it's easiest to see it in sports, like Olympians, professional athletes, champions. These people are one day on, like 3 days off in terms of like the achieving the best that they can in a moment.
Totally.
Now that might not be a practical ratio for running a business, but certainly we need to recognize that that list is going to be there when you get back from your break. It's going to be there when you're back from your holiday or from your weekend or whatever
Totally.
it might be. You have to be able to invest that in yourself in order to get something better for your team and for your business and brand.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the reward for the finishing the pie eating contest is more pie.
More pie. Yeah, totally.
So, and the practical of it is it's just building intentionally, building recovery and rest into your cycles. Right now, the operating principle of the gathering, like any of it, is like we've just created a year's worth of work for ourselves from the event. Every finish line is a starting line, but between sprints, we have to stop to stretch and to recover and to integrate and to reflect and to ask the question, what does showing up better look like? What does showing up bolder look like? And it's in the pause that we steady ourselves. And I believe the leaders who pause are the ones who will win.
I need to take a little bit of that medicine. It's good insight. You want to hear my fifth?
Your last one?
My last one. Here's my last takeaway. And it bridges from my first one. I know, like I talked about InQ being, be yourself, you're one of one. I would say that probably the most encouraging takeaway that I had from the entire experience was seeing just a diversity of people who are tuned in and living out their purpose. And you've touched on it with some of your takeaways from the event. I know that it kind of bleeds into a few of my other sessions, but when you see someone who is living their purpose, it is attractive. It is inspiring. It makes you want to have a piece of it. And I think whether you're a creator, a CMO, a business leader, a founder, whatever kind of role you play, the world can see someone, and we have a radar for when somebody is actually living out their purpose. We call it authenticity or whatever sort of buzzword we want to put around it. But that's the job, I think. That's like, I left the gathering being like, okay, I actually need personally to be more in touch with my why as an individual for the different teams or the different people that I work with and the different sort of encounters that I have with people. And then find my way of bringing that purpose into the work that I do across the board. And I don't always leave sessions feeling like convicted to do something sometimes, because sometimes you're on the inside and you know what the talk is going to be about, and so you don't. It's it's sometimes hard to take an insight away. But like when I watch the creators that came this year, like listening to Dude Perfect talk about what they're doing, like it was a bunch of friends hanging out and they did a trick shot and then just kept doing more and more and more and more, but with such a good attunement to their purpose of why they're on Earth, that it's not that there's many people doing trick shots right now. There's many people that are filming this kind of content, putting it out there, but there's only one Dude Perfect where they are, and the difference is that they're doing it on purpose. I think the same about like Paula Shearer, who came, Zoe Boyd, who came. She's a Sherwood athlete. This is just somebody who is like herself completely doing what she's supposed to be doing, and it's inspiring. I think maybe it was the creators that just made it more visible to me, but definitely as you look at the other leaders that are there, the other people that are founding companies and starting amazing movements, it's a through line with all of them that they have a real touch on their purpose, like they have an understanding of it, and they're in constant pursuit of it. And that pursuit is just it makes me feel like let's go, like let's go get it.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about commitments, but one of my commitments is going to be really, really trying to double down on what my purpose is and living it out more out loud.
I love that. Yeah, such a good reminder to build on purpose. And I think they're coming back to the why is so important. I think for many of us too, sometimes we just need to be reminded about why we started or why we do what we do, or we need to take it a few layers deeper and be like, let's question that. Maybe business has shifted, maybe your path has shifted, but are you still really connected to that why?
Right.
I think that comes back to what energizes you and makes you feel alive is the more connected you are to that. And the reality is, like, business is hard. There are very challenging days. Like, if there's anything we can count on, is that business is going to be hard. It doesn't matter if you're on purpose or not, but the more connected you are to it, the more you're reminded the importance of getting up and doing the hard thing and facing the hard moment, because it's for something bigger than you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a reminder.
Yeah, totally. It's the purpose is always external to yourself. It's not a self-serving
It's a
thing. It's actually
self-lifting.
compassionate.
It's being in service.
Yeah, it's in service of others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. It was I actually feel that I think it fired me up more than even John Gordon did. Was
Love
just
that.
this through line of all these people
You
that
felt
are
it.
like, yeah, you can feel it
Yeah.
when someone's on it, and it's like, oh, I want that.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yes. More of that, please.
more.
Okay, here's my fifth. This is the final one. We could do this all day. Brendan Collingsworth. So he had a quote. So Brendan Collingsworth is Nike performance coach and trainer. He is a leader of warrior retreats. He is an a digital creator. If you follow him on Instagram, you're probably inspired by his work all the time. He just is layers deep in the wisdom and his messaging, and has been a big inspiration for me for many years. It was great to have him out. And people really leaned in for this conversation. And he had one message that really stuck out to me, and it's chop wood, carry water. And the question was how do you approach, if as a Nike trainer, you're dealing with some very high performing athletes and leaders, and what is your method to help people level up? And he said, well, this is the problem. People come to me to level up, and they're so focused on, all the things that they got to do, but actually they need to level down. And the chop wood, carry water is reminding us that we need to be in love with the process. And it is the mundane, it is the showing up every day and the getting the reps in and being consistent, and the push-ups that are required to be our best selves. And it's just this reminder of show up, do your work, keep your head down, stay focused, stay connected to your purpose. You're not going to feel the high every single day. Not every day you're going to be oh, we're, everything is clicking or we're being our best. It's it's actually being really comfortable in the consistency and the chopping wood and the carrying water, the chop wood, carry water. And I thought it was a really important message for all of us who are looking for quick wins, and we're looking for shortcuts, and we want the 10 exact steps that we need to take in our lives or our business or our brand or whatever to, get the ROI. And it's actually just a commitment to showing up every day.
Yeah, so good. We have this what's next syndrome, where we think that the thing that we're driving towards is going to be where we find fulfillment and satisfaction. And I think the reality is that fulfillment and satisfaction are available to you every moment of every day. In all of the work that you're doing, if you bring that kind of an attitude to it. It's not a destination. It's not something that you're going to get someday. It's a way of being that you have to embrace
Totally.
and live out
Yeah.
day to day to day to day to day to day. Chop wood, carry water. Makes
Chop wood,
sense.
carry water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Very cool.
So
Yeah,
good.
he's such an interesting guy. Oh man, what a year! Like, so
Winning the future. So
obviously
here's
make
the
it.
recap.
Yeah.
So the recap of our 10 things,
Okay.
10 takeaways. Number 1, be yourself. Number 2, keep it human in an AI world. Number 3, you bring the weather, positive leadership. Number 4, focus. Number 5, come curious. Number 6, focus on the little things. Number 7, just start. Number 8, train hard, recover hard. Number 9, build on purpose. And number 10, fall in love with the process.
Yeah. Wow. Good.
Pretty
good
good.
takeaways. Yeah. No kidding.
Takeaways. Whew.
That's 10. There's like
There's so many more.
55 others. So what can we do? Like, let's just fill the community in. Like, obviously we make it hard on purpose. We want you to be, we put tough sessions next to each other because we
FOMO is
want
real.
you. Yeah. Well, we want you to pick.
Choose,
we want you to choose on purpose and be in the rooms that you want to be in and paying attention.
Yeah.
But we know that means that you miss some, and there's obviously some that you'd like to witness or listen to or learn from, be inspired from. So, what do we have to say about it?
Yeah, I love it. Well, the community is still alive all year, and you can join us in our inner circle. So if you were an attendee at the event, you're already in the inner circle, and we've unlocked all of the recordings from our onstage sessions. So those are available for you. Watch parties, let's go. Let's do that. Number 2, if you're not already a member of our inner circle and you'd like to do that, you can jump in the link below and you can join in and you can engage with some of our onstage sessions. And come to our ongoing community events. So we'll be hosting monthly inside of our inner circle, just furthering the conversation, having some of our alumni, our speakers, people that are a part of our league and part of our community come and, share their journeys throughout the year of what they're seeing, what they're experiencing. How they're thinking about brand, how they're thinking about leadership, culture, team, life, habits, rituals, all of that. The conversation is very much still alive. So you can find everything you need in the link below for how to join in on one of those conversations.
Nice. We also want to make sure that we are not just a source of inspiration for people. We want to be a catalyst for action. And so, you may have come to the experience, you may have a notebook full of ideas and all of this sort of expansive thoughts. And then you get back to your day to day, you're in your inbox, you're back to meetings, there's deadlines to hit and all that stuff. What we don't want to have happen is for that notebook to just sit, as a nice recording of memories. What we want to see is this community bring that inspiration to life in action and actually go and run the playbooks out as they build together. So we are this year moving forward into, creating a bunch of other experiences that are really meant to help you as a leader bring that about in your business, in your life. So do you want to just touch on some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So 3 things that you can do. The gathering maybe was the aha for you, and now it's about integration and action. So you can join our retreat. We have our first retreat coming up in March in Montana, and really excited about this. We're going to be leading, a 3-day masterclass with some really special guests, some of them which we talked about today on the show. Xanthi Wells will be there, led by Chris Nealand, myself, Katrina Demers, and Bill Neff from Yeti. So that's going to be amazing. Come join us in Whitefish. 3 days to deep dive in how do you actually integrate some of these pieces in your brand. Number 2 would be to join us on the road. We'll be at South by Southwest. We've got that booked for March 20th. We'll be showing up at places where our community already is, like Cannes. Really looking forward to that. Those will be full days of content as well as gathering experiences. So come join us in on that. And then thirdly would be a workshop. If you want to do some of this work with your team, if you want to, bring people that were either in the room with you at the gathering or not, we can work specifically with you and really do a deep dive and something really tailored to your brand right now too.
Amazing. Those experiences are going to be next level. They're also going to be more intimate than the mainline festival. And that intimacy is meant to bring deeper connection and relationship and partnership out of it. So I think it's going to be they're all going to be really special times. It's going to be incredible conversations, and I'm excited to see the stories that come out of it a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line from what gets started in those moments or what gets furthered in those moments. Maybe the last thing that we want to say is the gathering is a community. It is a group of people that have decided to build with a mindset and in a way and on purpose in order to really shape culture in a positive way moving forward. And there are, as a community, it's not a closed wall where it's like, hey, here's the gathering and it's speakers and its partners, and then there's you as the attendee. It's all of us together mixed in and just doing life, doing business together in an exciting way. So the invitation is to become a more active part of that community. You can be a part of the community by coming to events. It's very simple. Get your tickets, show up, and bring your best self. But if you came and you saw stuff this year that made you feel like, oh, I'd like to share something that I'm building with the rest of this community, like, get in touch with us. There's opportunities to partner. There's opportunities to activate. There's opportunities to host content. There's opportunities to bring incredible experiences to share with the community. We really look at it as an open invitation for like-minded builders and creators to do something that matters and build something that lasts.
That's right. Nobody succeeds alone. So we'd love to co-create with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're already counting down to the next one. So if you missed the last event or you were in the room, this is your reminder to invest in your future self and take advantage of our pre-sale tickets that are on right now as well. So the theme for 2026 is Build with the Boldest, and this is your invitation to build boldly. The gathering's always been a place where we get to learn from some of the boldest brands and bravest leaders, and this next year is calling for bold brand energy, and we're here for it.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
Let's go. So invest in future you, and I think we'll see you next time.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.